ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 1, chapter entitled The Advent of Lord Krishna, Introduction. And text 3. Please repeat after me. Avatirya Yadoho Vangshe Bhagavan Bhuta Bhavanaha Kritavan Yani Vishva Atma Tani Naha Vada Vistarat. Avatirya Yadorvangshe Avatirya Yadorvangshe Bhagavan Bhuta Bhavanaha Bhagavan Bhuta Bhavanaha Kritavan Yani Vishvatma Kritavan Yani Vishvatma Tani no Vada Vistarat Tani no Vada Vistarat. Avatirya Yadorvangshe Bhagavan Bhuta Bhavanaha Kritavan Yani Vishvatma Tani no Vada Vistarat. Avatirya Yadorvangshe Bhagavan Bhuta Bhavanaha Kritavan Yani Vishvatma Tani no Vada Vistarat. Avatirya Yadorvangshe Matajis. Avatirya Yadorvangshe Avatirya. After descending Yadoho Vangshe in the dynasty of Yadu, Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhuta Bhavanaha, who is the cause of the cosmic manifestation, Kritavan, executed, Yani, whatever activities, Vishva Atma, the super soul of the entire universe, Tani, all of those activities, Naha, unto us, Vada, kindly say, Vistarat, elaborately. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Translation: the super soul, the supreme personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, the cause of the cosmic manifestation, appeared in the dynasty of Yadu. Please tell me elaborately about his glorious activities and character from the beginning to the end of his life. Purport: in this verse, the words Kritavan Yani indicate that all the different activities Krishna performed while present on earth are beneficial to human society. If religionists, philosophers and people in general simply hear the activities of Krishna, they will be liberated. We have described several times that there are two kinds of Krishna Katha, represented by Bhagavad Gita, spoken personally by Krishna about himself, and Srimad Bhagavatam, spoken by Shukadev Goswami about the glories of Krishna. Anyone who becomes even slightly interested in Krishna Katha is liberated. Kirtana Deva Krishnasya Mukta Sangah Param Rajet, Bhagavatam 12.351. Simply by chanting or repeating Krishna Katha, one is liberated from the contamination of Kali Yuga. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore advised Yare Deka Tare Kaha Krishna Upadesh, Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 7.128. This is the mission of Krishna consciousness, to hear about Krishna and thus be liberated from material bondage. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikasa Swami Nitinamine. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Avatirya Yadur Vangshe Bhagavan Bhuta Bhavanaha Kritavan Yani Vishvatma Tanino Vada Vistarat. The super soul, the supreme personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, the cause of the cosmic manifestation, appeared in the dynasty of Yadu. Please tell me elaborately about his glorious activities and character from the beginning to the end of his life. Hare Krishna. So, now last few days, we have entered into the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is, we have entered into the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, now this 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam is said as the smiling face of Krishna. This is very nicely explained in Padma Purana, that in a verse, that Padav Yadiyav Pratama Dvitiyav. So like that, each and every canto is very nicely described how it represents Sri Krishna himself. There is no difference between Srimad Bhagavatam and Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So now this next month, when marathon comes, most of our devotees will be quoting this again and again to people, that if you take this Srimad Bhagavatam, this is Supreme Lord himself. Even if you don't know to read, no problem, just keep in your house. This is Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. So the first two cantos are mentioned as the lotus feet of Supreme Lord. And the third and fourth are his thighs. Fifth canto is his navel. Sixth canto is his chest. 7 and 8 are his arms. Ninth canto is his throat. And 10th canto is his smiling face. And 11th canto is mentioned as his forehead, and 12th canto is the crown of the Supreme Lord. So now this 10th canto is especially mentioned as smiling face of the Lord. So much nectar, very sweet pastimes are given here in this 10th canto. Normally we say anything related with Krishna is sweet. Means anything spiritual is sweet. Mundane, in material world, whatever things you acquire or whatever things you discuss, speak, all the information, everything is not nectar. Not at all. They are the source of misery. But the transcendental knowledge itself is nectar. But even though all the transcendental knowledge are a nectar, still there are kind of gradations. For example, any transcendental knowledge is sweet, but the knowledge about the opulence of Krishna is considered to be even more sweeter. And pastimes of Krishna, compared to the opulence of Krishna, the pastimes of Krishna they are mentioned as even more sweeter. Similarly, among even Lord and other incarnations, the pastimes of Narayana are mentioned as sweet. And pastimes of other incarnations of the Lord, like Ramachandra, where there are more dealings with the devotees, they are mentioned as sweeter than the pastimes of Narayana. And the pastimes of Krishna, they are even more sweeter than the other incarnations of the Lord, and especially the pastimes Krishna which performs with gopis, and particularly with Srimati Radharani, is considered to be the topmost. So this 10th canto deals with that. And therefore we can see Srila Prabhupada, whenever there is some discussion about the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, all the devotees also, they will be very happy. And in 1976, when Rameshwar Swami and other devotees, when they published the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, so they brought the book to Srila Prabhupada. They published the second part of 7th canto, where killing of Hiranyakashipu, everything is mentioned. So they brought that book to Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhupada took that book, opened and saw everything very nicely. Prabhupada was reading everything, and then he saw the pictures of Hiranyakashipu was completely torn by the nails of Nrsimhadev. So then the devotees said to Prabhupada that, Prabhupada, this is the 20th volume of Srimad Bhagavatam we have published. So when they told, they were so happy that 20 volumes were published. Then Prabhupada told them, replied back that still 40 volumes are pending. Actually Bhagavatam, I wanted to publish in 60 volumes. So now only you are in the 20th volume, still 40 more volumes are there. So then some of the devotees, they were surprised. So they asked Srila Prabhupada that, Prabhupada, already we crossed up to 7th canto. Bhagavatam is only 12 cantos. So at the end of 7th canto, we have published only 20 volumes. Still only 5 more volumes are left. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 5 volumes. So already we have crossed the half mark. So till now we have published only 20, and you are saying still 40 volumes are there. So how to understand this? They were surprised. Then Prabhupada said, see, till now we are seeing the hands, means Prabhupada said, like, till now we are discussing about the legs and the thighs and stomach, navel, hands, like that only we are describing about the Lord. But the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam is his smiling face. So there we have to elaborately describe about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because then people will be immediately attracted when they hear the pastimes of the Lord. Even Shukadeva Goswami also, if we see this 10th canto, actually, maybe just for a guess, I will ask, how many verses will be there in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, approximately? Shukadeva Goswami nearly speaks about 4,000 verses. Exactly to say 3,901 verses are there in the 10th canto. So he also elaborately he describes. So Prabhupada said that like Chaitanya Charitamrita, at the time already Chaitanya Charitamrita was published in 15 volumes. So Prabhupada said, minimum, like Chaitanya Charitamrita, I want this 10th canto to be published in 15 volumes. In another place, Prabhupada was saying that in 20 volumes, I want this 10th canto to be published. So that much nectar is there, so we are entering. And we can see from all the 3 verses, whatever till now we heard, Parikshit Maharaj is asking Shukadeva Goswami, please tell me more elaborately. So Shukadeva Goswami also, therefore, he elaborately discusses this topic. And Prabhupada in another place he says that this 10th canto is nothing but the flute sound of Krishna. So one can hear the Venu sound of Krishna by reading this 10th canto. And especially Prabhupada said that from the chapters 29 to 33, where the Rasa Leela is described, Prabhupada said that is especially the smiling face of Krishna. Though this entire chapter is also smiling face of Krishna. So this is very nectar. So then one may think when we tell this point to public, then immediately many people will ask also that then why don't only Srimad Bhagavatam discuss about Krishna and Krishna Leelas, Krishna's pastimes? Why there are so many other subject matters discussed before the 10th canto? We know Shukadeva Goswami had only 7 days and Shukadeva Goswami started explaining 10th canto to Parikshit Maharaj after the end of 4th day. Nearly 5th day only he started about the 10th canto. So why he didn't immediately start? If this 10th canto is the smiling face which will immediately attract all the conditioned souls, means why he didn't start immediately? We know the answer that from Shastras, from scriptures we understand that even understanding Vedanta Sutra, which is very toughest, above all our heads. So Shastras explain that even understanding Vedanta Sutra is very, very easy compared to understanding the pastimes of Supreme Lord performed in his two-handed form. When Krishna was in the womb of Mother Devaki, so demigods, they offered prayers. Demigods, they all came to Kamsa's house and then they were offering prayers to Krishna who was in the womb of Devaki. So in one of those prayers, the third prayer, they said, Supreme Lord, it is very difficult to understand this particular form of yours. All other incarnations, we can, though it is difficult, one can at least understand that this is not some normal human being. This is some extraordinary power, some superhuman features are there. Like when Narsingadev comes half lion, half man. So when some other incarnations, they come, the way how they appear, their external look, everything, with that maybe people may at least accept that this is Supreme Personality of Godhead. But when Krishna comes in his 200 Shyama Sundara form, it is really bewildering. And because when he comes, whatever he does so perfectly. Even if Lord wants to act, that also he does very perfectly. When I was just reading the purport, the first line, in this verse, the words Kritavan Yani. When I was just reading this Kritavan, immediately another verse of Srimad Bhagavatam came to mind. Kritavan kila karmani saharamena keshava atimartyani bhagavan gudah kapata manushaha. So Krishna and Balaram, Kritavan kila karmani saharamena keshava. Oh Keshava, you came with Rama. So Balaram, gudah kapata manushaha. Guda means masking. So like makeup, like whenever an actor comes for acting, so if he does some makeup, then we may not be able to identify the person. So similarly, when Krishna wants to act, very, very perfectly he does that act. So same thing with his form. So it may be very bewildering for everyone. And then we have seen in Bhagavatam itself, the very first created living being, Brahma, who had 4 heads, means he had at least 4 brains. Even for him it was difficult to conceive the pastimes of Supreme Lord. Then what to speak of us? So a few days back when Dharanidhar Prabhu was giving class, he was mentioning that Krishna, when he is performing pastimes, not only he performs pastimes, he arranges everything also. Maybe like we can say like he is the director of the film, he is the story writer, he does the screenplay, he is the actor, he is the choreographer for the dance, everything he does, including he is the producer also. When somebody in this material world, when they make some film, and then if this, nowadays in Tamil industry, so many times this happens, the same person acts, same person writes the story, same person produces, same person directs, because others may not direct this film, that is different case. But here, Krishna does everything so that everything becomes the topmost relishing thing. So therefore, when Krishna appears like this, here Parikshit Maharaj is asking to Shukadeva Goswami, explain from everything, from the beginning to the end of his life. We know Supreme Lord does not have any Adi and does not have any Anta. But we see here he is asking beginning and end of his life. Recently one college boy, last Sunday, we met and discussing. So he was asking, it is very bewildering that how Krishna was killed. If he is Supreme Personality of Godhead, how he could be killed just by an arrow. So then we were discussing, I told him, see, it is not only the disappearance of Krishna is bewildering, even the appearance of Krishna is also bewildering. Lord does not take birth at all. First of all, there itself we should have the question mark. Then you can, if you get answer for that, then all other things are easy to understand. So therefore we can see here he is asking, explain all the glorious activities from the beginning to the end of Krishna's pastimes. So therefore understanding this will be very difficult. Shukadeva Goswami has given us all these initial 9 cantos. And Vedas also we can see 3 subject matters are explained. Sambandha Jnana, Abhidaya Jnana and Prayojana Jnana. So this is very essential. Though we say that Bhagavad Gita deals with Sambandha, Srimad Bhagavatam deals with Abhidaya and Chaitanya Charitamrita deals with Prayojana. But in Bhagavad Gita all 3 also explained. But mainly focuses on Sambandha Jnana. And Srimad Bhagavatam mainly focuses on Abhidaya, the process. So unless one understands this Sambandha Jnana, that who am I, who is Lord, why I am struggling here, one will not be able to understand this 10th canto, the topics explained in the 10th canto. First of all, we should understand why I am suffering here. To come out of that suffering, the process is this Srimad Bhagavatam. So if we first of all don't know I am suffering, I have a disease, then how we are going to take the medicine, how we are going to take the treatment? We may not be eager to do that. So first of all, we should, it is very easy to understand that in this material world, everyone is suffering. Though we want to be happy always, it is very easy to understand everyone is suffering. And what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, though we all are his part and parcels, we are suffering because of manashashtan indriyani prakritistani karshati. Including mind, with these 6 senses, we are struggling in this material world. 5 knowledge acquiring senses we have, eyes, ears, nose, and tongue and touch perception. So we have these 5 senses and we are thinking that I am going to enjoy with these 5 senses, and each and every time we are suffering with those 5 senses. Every sense is pulling in different directions. Eyes want to see always some beautiful thing, ears always want to hear some beautiful thing, pleasant music, pleasant words, and the nose always wants to smell some pleasant fragrance, and touch, everything same. And as a result, we are suffering because material things cannot satisfy one. And we see there, Krishna mentions mind also among one of those senses due to which we are suffering. Why mind is mentioned there? All other 5 senses, when they come into contact with sense objects, then only we derive sense enjoyment or suffering, whatever. But for mind, there is no need of the sense object to be present in front. For eyes to enjoy something, that object should be in front. For example, if I want to enjoy my phone, so this object should be in front, then only eyes can enjoy. If nose want to enjoy, I need to smell this garland. This object should be in front. But for the mind to enjoy, mind to ponder upon sense objects, there is no need of the presence of that particular object to be there. So these all things are pulling us in different directions. So because of that, we are suffering here. Prabhupada in Bhagavad Gita purport also gives that explanation from Katha Upanishad. Recently we had seminar in Katha Upanishad. So there it is explained, these 5 senses are compared to 5 horses and this material body is compared to the chariot. And if these 5 horses are running in different directions, we know what will happen to the chariot. Same thing is happening to our body. So therefore when one understands this Sambandha Jnana, that I am not this body, I am not these senses, I am not supposed to run behind the sense objects. So these things will not give me happiness. The more I engage in material activities, the more I will suffer. When one gets this knowledge, then only one can come out of suffering. So then, what is the solution? We should not engage in sense enjoyment, means we should stop everything? No, ultimately not. We have to divert them. So that process is given throughout Srimad Bhagavatam. And this, in today's verse also, this is the solution. That we have to hear. Instead of engaging our ears, eyes, nose in the material things, we have to engage them in topics related with Krishna. So in purport, Prabhupada explains Krishna Katha. So we have to engage our senses, all the senses, which are at present giving us suffering. Same senses can be source of our happiness also. Srimad Bhagavatam says, Labdva sudurlabam idam bahu sambhavante manushyam artadam anityam api hadiraha. This material body is anityam. This is also temporary like all other material body. This human body is also temporary. But manushyam artadam, the topmost goal one can achieve utilizing the same body. The same body which is source of our all sufferings, the same body can be the source of our happiness also. Therefore we see another Acharya saying, Vishwam Purna Sukhayate. He is saying this entire world is only full of happiness. Krishna saying, Dukkalayam Ashashvatam. This material world is full of suffering. And devotees are saying, Vishwam Purna Sukhayate. How it is possible? Because of this. Engaging all our senses, connecting all our senses in relationship with Krishna. So that when one engages in Krishna's service, then our senses, whatever is contaminated by which whatever we are suffering now, everything will be purified. So each and every senses has to be engaged in service of the Lord. But we know there are several processes of how to engage in devotional service of the Lord, out of which 2 are very prime or topmost importance is given. Shravanam and Kirtanam. Of course, prasadam is also there, that purifies our senses. But topmost importance is given to Shravanam and Kirtanam. So this Shravanam and Kirtanam, they are always interrelated. And if we actually see, there is not much endeavor one has to put in this process. Our Srila Prabhupada quotes in this purport, Kirtanad eva Krishnasya mukta sangah param rajed. Every time we tell this, Kirtanad, simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord, by engaging in his Kirtan, mukta sangah param rajed, one can get liberated, one can get out of all the impurities, simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord. And there is no any hard and fast rules for that. Actually to say, there is no rules and regulations for chanting the holy name of the Lord. There is no requirements like one should have taken birth in a very high family, one should have some degree, one should know English language, one should know Sanskrit, nothing like that. No need even to take bath. even before bathing, even while bathing, even after bathing. And from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela we see, even in restroom one can chant the holy name of the Lord. Though we don't recommend that some singing in restrooms, so though some devotees while taking bath they sing, that is okay. But still one can sing. Still one can chant the holy name of the Lord, even in restroom. One must. That we see from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime. Gopal Guru Goswami, when he was called as Gopal Guru. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave the title to the small boy. One time one devotee was going and then he went to answer his nature's call, and while coming back he was holding his tongue. Then this small boy saw him and he was asking him, so why you are holding your tongue? What happened? So then this devotee was saying, what to do? My tongue always want to chant the holy name of the Lord, but I am going to restroom, contaminated place. How can I chant the holy name of Lord in that contaminated place? So therefore I holded my tongue. Then this small boy, he is asking back, in Shastras it is said that the most contaminated place is one's deathbed. And it is said that in one's deathbed one must chant the holy name of the Lord. Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, Antakala chamameva smaran muktva kalevaram. Antakala, in that time, when one is leaving body, if he remembers me, if he chants my holy name, he comes to my abode, he attains my same nature. So this boy is asking, so in that moment it is advised that one should chant the holy name of the Lord, then why not in restroom? So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu overheard all these things. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appreciated that boy and then he said, you are spiritual master, Guru. He was a small boy, so Gopal Guru. Actually his name was, I forgot the name, different name, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu only gave him the name Gopal. So then Gopal Guru. Then thereafter he was called as Gopal Guru Goswami. So in Kirtan, in chanting the holy name of the Lord, there is no rules and regulations. There is no endeavor to much to put, no need of spending one's money, no need of giving up family. Very easily one can take up the process. It is freely available. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving freely, and when one does not want to take, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is taking so many other methods to distribute this holy name. He is sending his associates. Few days back we were discussing this. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is freely distributing the holy name. People are not accepting. So the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu know the intention of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So what Nityananda Prabhu does? Nityananda Prabhu goes to a place where so many people will assemble, so that at least there somebody will purchase. Like if something is not selling, what they do, they will put in some fair, like books. If some books are not much selling, then they will display the book in book fair, because so many people will come there, they will purchase. So same thing Nityananda Prabhu plans. Okay, now people are not coming and taking the holy name. So what I will do? I will go to marketplace, where all people will come. Nadiya Godr mein Nityananda Mahajan Patiyache Nama Hata Jivera Karan. Nama Hata. Hata means marketplace. So he is selling holy name in marketplace. And for any price, any cost he is selling? No. He is distributing freely. We know in material world, at least locally we have so many times experience, when government is giving something free, there will be huge queue and crowd. But even in such a marketplace, there are no customers. Then what Nityananda Prabhu does? He plans even furthermore. Okay, you people are not coming. Let me come to your house. He goes to everyone's house and knocking the door. Akrodha Paramananda Nityananda Rai Abhimana Shunya Nitya Nagara Bedai Adama Patita Jiver Dware Dware Giya. In each and everyone's house, Nityananda Prabhu is going, knocking the door. Please chant, please chant, please chant. And as Prabhupada, famously that cartoon is there, people will tell can't, but they will not chant. So because they think, why I have to put this much endeavor to open my mouth? I have to open my mouth, I have to vibrate that holy name. What to speak about outside people? Even our own devotees. How many times you have seen Chittari Prabhu and other devotees literally kind of begging, Hare Baba, please sing in the kirtan. But we have to do that much endeavor. So therefore it is trouble for us. But the second process, this is kirtanam, but the second process, shravanam, you don't have to do even this much endeavor. You don't have to even open your mouth, you don't have to put any endeavor. Just only one endeavor we have to do in shravanam. What is that? We should not fall asleep, which is very difficult compared to even vibrating the holy name. Whenever we come, sit, immediately sleep comes. So, in one sense, our movement, we know that it's a Hare Krishna movement, it is famously called, Kirtan is our main thing. But in one sense, if we see, Shravanam has more importance than Kirtanam. Some things we will see why we can try to understand how. So we saw in Kirtan also we have to put some endeavor, but for Shravanam, if we just simply sit and hear, if we simply sit, the sound, the oral reception, the sound incarnation of Krishna goes into our ears, and what happens, Srimad Bhagavatam explains in second and third canto. Very nicely Srimad Bhagavatam explains, Tvam bhakti yoga paribhavita hrit saroja ase shutekshita pato nanunata pungsam. Tvam bhakti yoga paribhavita hrit saroja ase shrute ikshata. Shruta, by this sound, oral reception, when one just simply sits and hears, what happens? This oral reception goes inside one's ears and it sits in hrit saroja. This inside the heart, it is compared as some lotus seat. So this sound incarnation of Krishna, which is nothing else other than Krishna himself, so Krishna goes inside our ears, through our ears, and then he gets seated in our heart, in that lotus seat. So this is explained in one of the verse. And another verse explains in the same Srimad Bhagavatam, after sitting in that lotus seat, what Krishna does, what the sound incarnation does. Pravishta karna randrena swana bhava saroruham dhunoti samalam Krishna. After sitting in the heart, dhunoti samalam Krishna. Krishna himself personally cleans the heart. Till now we were seeing all our senses are pulling us, our heart is full of anarthas, contaminations. Because of that only we are suffering, we saw that. Now to clear those sufferings, there is nothing separate endeavor one has to do other than just to come and simply sit in this Srimad Bhagavatam class. So then we may think, so don't I have to chant, don't I have to do service? This all will automatically happen when come and sit in the Srimad Bhagavatam class. So therefore we regularly tell those who are in the colony or those who are away, try to come as much as possible for all the temple programs. Sit and hear. So just simply this oral reception, it by itself will clean our heart. Slowly, by regularly, we giving the oral reception, then this will remove all the anarthas. By this only one will be able to understand God. By this only one will be able to see the God. So many times in Sunday feast, previously, even now also, now we don't have this noon Sunday feast. We are having morning Bhagavatam with our congregation and evening we are having the Zoom classes. Previously we used to have the Sunday feast in the noon time. And our lectures will be till 12:30, till the Arati time. And sometimes lectures will go till 12:45, 10-15 minutes extra. And at exactly at 12:30, Pujari will open the altar and then start doing Arati. So when some new public, they come for the program, they will be sitting in the class, and 12:30, Pujari, he just blows conch shell softly, and then he opens the altar and then starts Arati. Then several times we can see the public, those who are coming newly, they get confused. Whether I should sit in the class and listen, or I should take darshan of the Lord and attend the Arati. Sometimes we can see they will get up and then they will go and attend the Arati. Some people will be sitting, some people will be turned towards the deities and they will be doing both, taking the darshan and hearing. But we can see even in this 8-10 Arati also, when altar is opened, every time when Lord is giving darshan, we all offer obeisances to the Lord, we all take darshan of the Lord. But during this Bhagavatam class, when class is going on, we don't do that. And more surprisingly, Pujari stops ringing bell. Shastras in so many places explain that by ringing bell, how much punya one gets. And what to speak about ringing bell for the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his Arati. But still Pujari does not ring the bell. We don't stop the Bhagavatam class, offer obeisances. We could do that. We can say that Shri Shri Gauranitai Ki Jai like that. But we don't interrupt the class. Why? Because one can see Krishna only by ears, by hearing. Not by our own endeavor. Not by I will chant 3 lakhs holy name like how Namacharya does. So like that I will chant 3 lakh, 3 lakh, 3 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 3 lakhs and next day relax. Sometimes in the whole yatra, devotees will be with chanting back, chanting. And once they come back from yatra, Prabhu, already so many rounds chanted. Already for tomorrow I chanted yesterday itself. So, but all these things we can understand. The basic understanding we can get only by more and more when we hear about the Lord. And this, the sense which we use for hearing, it's very special. Prabhupada in many places, in few lectures also he has mentioned that we saw that 5 senses, this knowledge acquiring senses what we have. Out of all these 5, only ears, they don't take rest at any time. Means they don't sleep. Even when we sleep, our eyes sleep, our nose sleep, our sense of touch sleep, our tongue sleeps, except the ears. Prabhupada mentioned several times, if somebody is sleeping and if another person is coming to kill him, so what we will do? We will shout, hey, wake up, wake up, wake up. Because his ears are always awake, immediately he wakes up. So same thing, all the conditioned soul are always sleeping on the lap of Maya. Jeev jago, Gaur Chanda bole. So chant. So we have to shout. So when someone hears, then he wakes up, then he can do the other process. Kirtanam, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Mandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. So this Shravanam, therefore I was just mentioning that compared to even Kirtanam, though they both are always interrelated, now we were doing Shravanam, somebody sitting and speaking, this is Kirtanam, though they both are always interrelated, Shravanam is considered a little higher than Kirtanam because that method is very easy. Just a submissive hearing if we do. And this is not a great struggle also, it is very pleasing to hear. Rasayanah Katha. This Katha is mentioned as Rasayanam. This is very nectar. Scientists, they do tests with so many other Rasayanam. Tamil we say Rasayanam, means chemical. They never tried this Rasayanam. If they try this Rasayana, then they will not try any other Rasayana. So this Rasayana Katha, this gives pleasure. This is always nectar. In the beginning of the Bhagavatam also we see, and then in the 10th canto also. 10th canto, Parikshit Maharaj is saying to Shukadev Goswami that I have not yet satisfied. I have not yet felt, oh, what is this, so long you are speaking. He's saying, Konu tripyeta shinvata shrutagno nitya nutanaha. Who will get tired of hearing the topics of Krishna? Nobody will get tired. You please go on speaking. Because unless we hear about Krishna, we will not develop love for him. Even in material world also, when we hear about someone, when we hear someone's qualities, when we hear someone's glories, then only we start developing love for him. So if we don't know about that person anything, then we will not have a love for him. There was one famous incident happened when I was studying in college. They asked Maria Sharapova, a famous tennis player, they asked to her about Sachin Tendulkar. She said, I don't know much about him. So then they were shocked. So how Sachin is god of Indian cricket? But because she has not heard anything about him, she don't have love for him. But those who hear about his activities or whatever, though it is material, so then they develop attraction, love for him. And then same thing we see in Bhagavatam also. We know by Shravanam Parikshit Maharaj attained perfection. But Shukadev Goswami also, how he got attracted to Krishna. When he heard about the glories of Krishna from Srimad Bhagavatam, he got attracted. Just by hearing. Same thing we see in the 10th canto Rukmini. Rukmini had never seen Krishna. She just heard about the qualities and activities and beauty of Krishna. She got attracted. So same thing. Though now we may say that we show me God, I want to see God, then only I will believe in God. No. Just you give your oral reception to hear about God, then automatically we will develop attraction. So that is our duty also. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu here says, Yare deka tare kaha Krishna upadesh. Whomever we meet, wherever, whenever there is an opportunity, immediately we should try to speak about Krishna, we should try to discuss about Krishna. For that, first of all, we should read about Krishna. So many times recently, we were hearing on lecture, I don't know whether that lecture was during when all devotees went to Yatra that time or not. So Prabhupada, several times you have heard, and Prabhupada was saying, Prabhupada is asking, quoting one verse, and is asking the other devotees to complete it, and silence. So Prabhupada is asking them, so don't you read? Are you not reading my books? So for what purpose I am writing all these books? I am sleeping for only 2 hours, and then whole night I am awake and writing commentary, translation, everything. For what? Just for selling? No. For us to read. If we don't read, if we don't understand what is there in this book, then we will not have taste to give to others. If we know the importance, then only we can understand, and then we can give to others. We will be eager to give to others. Otherwise, we will be thinking, what is this book distribution? I am also like some salesman going house to house. They are mocking at me, they are shouting at me. So, we can see those devotees, those who have their fixed sadhana, fixed reading, fixed chanting, their preaching is more effective. They do their book distribution more effective. How many times we are getting the scores of Mahamsa Prabhu? So like that. So first of all, we should fix our schedule, sadhana, and then we will be able to relish, because these topics are non-different from Krishna. And especially this 10th canto deals about the pastimes which Krishna performs in the material world. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in one place he says that compared to pastimes Krishna performs in the spiritual world, these pastimes are more attractive. Why? He gives example like when there is a bright light. If we keep that bright light in where there is sun, you will not understand the value of that light. But if you put that light in some darkness, then immediately we will know, oh, what a light it is producing. Same thing, Krishna Leelas, Krishna pastimes there. So, compared to there in this material world, in this darkness, where everybody is in just simply in darkness. So there when Krishna performs these pastimes, they are more relishable. Whatever it may be his stealing, it may be his running away from battlefield, it may be his asking his devotees to tell lie, which people normally South Indian, particularly South Indian people, on which they criticize Krishna about, what is this Krishna? You are worshipping Krishna as God. Better you worship Rama, he is Maryada Purushottama. What is this Krishna? Recently, one person was saying, what is it? In Tamil, I'm not getting that. What else we say for Rama, Maryada Purushottam and Ekapatni Varda, correct. So this is the word. So one very famous Tamil person, Tamil people will immediately understand this. So he is quoting, Rama was Ekapatni Vrata and Krishna is Egapata Patni Vrata. Egapata means many. So he is saying Krishna is Egapata Patni Vrata and people you all are worshipping him. What kind of God he is? So sir, from the source where you got that he is Ekapata Patni Vrata, same source is saying he is supposed to be the Pati of everyone in this material world, in spiritual world. He is the only Purusha, you all are Prakriti. The Jiva whom you are claiming as your wife, she also supposed to be serving Krishna. So people, they go on criticizing Krishna because they don't hear about the glories of Lord. Because there is no one to speak about the glories of the Lord. Very less people are there. So therefore, as Prabhupada said, this Krishna consciousness movement is for that. So this temple is for that. This is the only difference between our temple and other temples where also worship of Lord Vishnu and Krishna are going on. Here we explain to the people the glories of Krishna. We explain to him why these activities are supposed to be discussed. These few times I have previously also mentioned in my Bhagavatam classes. So this is same related with the topic. That Chanakya Pandit, he says, no, material world anyway you are discussing something. Daily you open newspaper. People are discussing about there is some theft. People are discussing about there is some cheating. People are discussing about there is some gambling and some sports. If you open newspaper, these are the same topics. Only time, place and person name varies. Any day newspaper you take, front page is for that, last page is for sports. And same thing is there in Krishna Leela. If you want to read sports news, is there. Krishna playing with Gopas, this game he played, that game he played. Today India lost to Pakistan. Then people feel so bad. And here Krishna lost to his cowherd friends. Everybody is happy. I heard recently this World Cup was going on. T20 World Cup. And people are hoping India will win. And up to semi-final India went and then India lost. So in this material world, whatever news we get, it ends up in disappointment. But in spiritual, nothing like that. Even though it may be about some stealing, in material world when we read something about stealing, we will get afraid that this may happen to us also any day. If we hear about killing, then same thing. If we hear about some accident, same thing. But in Krishna Leela different. Therefore Chanakya Pandit says, what wise people they do? Morning, they hear about gambling. Noon time, they discuss about women. And night time, they discuss about theft. This is what all wise people do. So what does it mean? Simple. Morning they discuss about gambling. Gambling means Mahabharata. The entire topic is why glorified, why that gambling is glorified? Because of the presence of Krishna. And noon time they discuss about women. And Shastra says strictly that those who are spiritual practitioners, they should not even think about women. What to speak about discussing of women. But here, Ramayana. So how a woman should act. So one must read Ramayana. And night time before going to sleep, one should hear about theft. Krishna Leela, Srimad Bhagavatam especially. So therefore we see many devotees, they before going to sleep they read Krishna book. Previously in many temples also they had, while night time when they have milk or they will read Krishna book during Prabhupada times. Many devotees in their memories they used to tell that. So like this, our entire day we should have about hearing Krishna Katha. Then Kirtanad eva Krishnasya Mukta Sangah Param Brajit. Then our senses will be purified. Then we will be able to benefit others. And one day, like how Parikshit Maharaj, without any eating, drinking, without getting tired, how he heard Bhagavatam, in same way we will be able to hear without eating, without sleeping, without any other thoughts. Hare Krishna. Something, any comments, corrections, questions? Yeah. Repeat it. If we know the importance of, means what we will derive by hearing, then like Prabhupada, how he was sitting instead of visiting temples. So similarly we will sit even without having any understanding also. If one sit and hears attentively, and if the speaker is potent speaker, then we can see the result. Now Prabhupada gives the example of this thief. When one professional reciter, Prabhupada mentions professional reciter actually, when one professional reciter was reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, explaining about Krishna, that Krishna, Yashodama very nicely decorated him with these jewels, with these ornaments, very beautiful looking boy. He went to Vrindavan's forest with his cowherd friends. Then immediately whole lecture this thief, he is thinking, oh, that means in Vrindavan forest if I go, I can find that boy. His parents are the king for that community. So that means very valuable jewels this boy will have. If I go and get that jewels, my life will be settled. So he goes there. He is searching. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? And then he is calling. Then finally, Krishna appears. And then he is asking, oh, give me your ornaments. Very nice they are. No, my mother will scold me. My mother will shout at me. I cannot give you. No. You give me, please. You give me this, that. He says, and then finally, Krishna gives jewels and also pure love for him. Immediately that person surrenders to Krishna. So even if we sit and simply hear, so many times we tell now that even if you don't understand the language, simply sit and hear. This oral reception itself will benefit, will clean one's heart. Sometimes without understanding, if one sits, it may not work also. Like for example, just this also came to my mind. This happened in Tukaram's life. So one time Tukaram, he was giving a speech. So many people were sitting. Tukaram was speaking, go on speaking. And then suddenly one point of time he opened his eyes and saw that previously so many people were there. Suddenly when he opened his eyes and saw there was only one person sitting. So then Tukaram told him, so you are such a great devotee. See, everybody left. You are alone sitting. You have such a love for hearing Krishna Katha. Then this person said, no. You are sitting on my blanket. Therefore I am sitting here. So similarly like that, somebody may come and sit for prasadam or something, some other thing. They may not come particularly to hear the Krishna Leela, Krishna Katha, but still it will benefit him. Very famously, devotees used to tell about this Radha Kalachandji temple in Dallas. That Tamal Krishna Maharaj, when they were discussing to open Govindas in the temple, Tamal Krishna Maharaj told, open Govindas exactly opposite to Radha Kalachandji temple. So devotees were thinking, why exactly opposite? It could be any other part where more people will may be able to come approach so that we may have more income from Govindas. Tamal Krishna Maharaj said, no, just you have in front of temple. So then later Tamal Krishna Maharaj told that if you have in front of temple, people will become devotees. So, but this another Prabhupada disciple who was with Tamal Krishna Maharaj that time, he heard this and then he saw nothing happened like that. That people will come, they will enter directly inside Govindas, they will eat and then they will go out. Nobody was coming inside Radha Kalachandji temple. So they were thinking, okay, we'll see, it's not working, at least they are taking prasadam, this, that, they left. And this devotee comes after something like 15 years or something like that to Radha Kalachandji temple, comes and then first of all he enters the altar, means in front of altar, and then offers obeisances, gets up and see the pujari, and then he was shocked. Hey, you are regular customer in Govindas, right? He said, yes, no. I was one of the regular customer in Govindas. I was just eating prasadam. I never took any book. I never heard anything. But prasadam changed in my life. Then from altar, he goes to bookstall. Then suddenly there he sees two more customers of Govindas. Then he enters inside Brahmachari ashram. There he sees more devotees, those who were regular customers of Govindas. So there are three things which will help us immediately advance in Krishna consciousness. Shravanam, Kirtanam and Prasadam. Shravana, we saw Kirtanam, at least some endeavor one should do. One should open his mouth. Shravanam, no need of that much. Just if he simply sits enough. And for Prasadam, no need to tell. There is no endeavor. Already, I know they all are waiting for that. So, Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.